Yo, what's good, everybody? We are live at Page Street Sound Live on the scene.
On the scene at Page Street Sound Lab.
That's right.
I'm Carissa Des.
I'm pretty fucking Leon.
And we're here with our very special guest.
Hi, Drew.
Hi.
Hi,
Drew.
Drew.
How you doing? How you doing today on this fine evening?
Doing good.
It's pleasant to see your face as it's been a little while.
It's been a minute.
It's been actually a long while. Yeah.
like a year, bro.
Yeah, at least. Yeah, I know, straight
each
up.
other?
It was well, we met because like when I was in D3M and stuff. There was I think Ron like Ray was trying to. I don't know. I think y'all just like started shooting the shit and just hit it off. And,
Yeah.
And then
Wanting to make some music together.
Yeah.
We're also at like a very like crazy party.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. There's a few of those.
What do you
I
mean
think.
by crazy?
That was
Can you
just
tell us any
not the
details?
night.
Yeah.
No,
There's like
no.
fights.
Good crazy or
Yeah,
oh, okay.
fights and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
All that good.
No,
all that
it
good
was,
stuff.
like,
Yeah.
NDA shit.
Yeah. No.
I don't wanna get into that.
exactly. There is. Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah. Next question. Next question. Yeah. Skip that. So as we were talking a little bit earlier, and you were saying you were born and raised in Portland. So like, can you tell us about? Because you were saying you like grew up all over the place. You traveled all over in Portland and stuff. How was it like coming up making the kind of music you do in Portland? Was there other artists around that were doing anything similar, or was it just kind of you just on your own, like doing your own vibe and shit?
Yeah, I like got into production right as I like started high school.
Yeah,
I like
okay.
started upright bass. That was like my first instrument.
Oh, I've always wanted to do that.
It
My
is
bass is sick. It
fun.
sounds great.
It
Yeah.
fucks up your hand though. Like
Really?
the
Oh, does
bow.
Oh, really?
Uh-uh.
Huh.
Oh, you use a
Uh,
bow? I've seen people just
yeah,
like
yeah.
finger it.
No, that's like that sounds great
The bow.
too. But so I was like playing bass in middle school, and in high school I got into production.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know many people that also did it.
Uh-huh.
But then made this little community of
Yeah.
like other people at my high school, and we'd throw shows.
Oh shit. Okay.
But they're like super low key, and we were just like everybody in our high school was just like anyone that made music was kind of a loser. And I'm just
Really?
like, yeah, no, it was
you were
like-
in West Lynn, right?
Yeah.
That
That's weird.
tracks. That tracks.
like
Yeah.
that
Everybody
school's
thought I
just
was cool for
whack.
being in bands.
No,
Like it didn't even matter what I was, my personality. They're like, you're in a band, you're cool.
Yeah,
That wasn't the case in West Lynn.
you have to be rich to be cool.
Yeah.
In West Lynn, yeah.
Exorbitantly
that makes
wealthy,
sense.
which is so
It's
funny because
diverse.
it's just like nowhere else, like and like anywhere. Like I remember like going to Lincoln parties and like high school parties back in the day, were like the richer schools, and they're like, "You're poor,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Hey man, like at least I'm not like out of touch, like I've got my shit like figured out." But yeah, it's interesting, like especially were you making the same kind of music you were in high school, or like were you making the same kind of music you are now in high school?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Like there's definitely been the same sort of like theme throughout my music, and I have like my old high school beat tapes up
Oh shit!
on SoundCloud.
Oh, that's
Oh,
fucking.
you do?
Yo,
How
we
do
got
we
we
find you
gotta
on SoundCloud?
we gotta check those out.
Just Hi Drew.
Word.
Okay.
So the name's been consistent since then too. Oh
No.
Oh really?
Like you'll see on the artwork, it was different. I went by Septimus Wright.
Okay.
Because like
No, that sounds like an anime character. name.
Yeah.
I remember.
That's
Friends with
sick.
like
No one
Optimus,
can spell it,
Optimus
though.
Prime.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
same idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, Septimus means seventh son in Latin. No, yeah, Latin, I think.
Like seventh.
Do you have
S-O-N?
6 siblings?
But like it just got passed down from my family. Like it was like a senior junior thing.
Oh, okay.
And my dad's the 6th and I'm the 7th.
Oh,
Holy
okay.
shit, wow.
Optimus Prime is 8.
Oh,
yeah,
got
you
it.
you
Okay,
got it.
okay.
Wow.
So I was using that name, and then no one knows how to spell Septimus at all. Like it would get mad confusing.
Septamus.
Is it Septimus?
You
Yeah.
got it,
Yeah.
yo.
Killed it.
Leon wins the spelling bee of the day.
Yeah, congrats.
You get White Claw.
Good job. You
Thanks.
deserve it.
We only have Trulies though, so.
But
Sorry,
I found this like clip of like my dad like just home video shit, and I was running around like toddler me, and he was like, "Come say
Little
hi,
Drew.
Drew," and I like walk up to the camera. I'm like, "Hi, Drew."
Oh
Like that,
shit!
and I'm like,
Okay.
that's a great
sick.
tag, and that's a
Yeah.
good name. Like
That's
I'm
sick.
switching
Do you
into
use that tag? Is that like? Have you used that sound bite? Like.
I've played it live, but it hasn't been in a song yet. But it is in a couple of songs that are coming out very, very soon.
Okay, we're gonna
Yeah.
keep an eye for
I-
that. That's fucking sick.
I love that story because a lot of people will, just their name will just come out of their coming out of their ass, and like that your name actually has some meaning. Like my daughter just started making music, and my son kept saying "Slay Queen" to her. So she's like, "Oh, that would be a good musician name." So y'all don't take that, Slay Queen.
Don't. It's
There's not another one yet.
Yeah.
So
We'll
copyrighted.
sue.
Yes, I'll see you.
There's no Slay Queen yet. I feel like that's like
No, there's
pretty
Slay Queen songs, but
on the nose. You know.
I didn't find any.
Yeah.
On Spotify or anything?
Yeah, I looked on Spotify and I just saw some song
You
names.
just kid.
Yeah.
Claim it right now.
Okay,
Yeah, no, yeah, you
before
got it,
this
yeah.
comes out.
Lock it in. Lock it in.
Yep. So you've kind of kept that name but switched it up a couple times since you were younger.
Yeah.
How long did you say you've been making music for? Since you were a
I'm
kid?
coming up on 8 years.
Right,
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So it's been a minute.
What can you tell people who are just artists who are just starting their career?
You're gonna
That's
scream
okay.
cry a couple of times.
Yeah.
It fucking sucks, but
Yeah.
like then you'll like kind of develop an abusive relationship with it where you're
Oh, yeah.
like, this sucks, I want to quit it, and then like 2 months later you're like,
This is
this
it.
is so much fun, and you spend
Yeah.
like hours like working on a project, and then you come
Yeah.
up with like 5 albums deep in the
Yeah.
future, like
Yeah.
bullshit like that. So it's
gotta
just
ride the
like,
momentum.
Yeah. Well, I think music is one of those things that you can always elevate in, or the craft that you can always elevate in. Like,
Always a student.
yeah, you can always get better, and I think that's true for anything. Where it's like sometimes you hate it, but once you like hit a goal, then you're like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. But so, what were some of the downsides of being a musician that made you scream cry?
bro, like
I don't want to trigger you,
like-
but
no,
just
no.
curious.
Get good at file management.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
gosh,
Lost so many tracks,
Yeah,
and now
yeah.
Splice
Get a hard drive.
isn't doing that like cloud service anymore either. So
Oh,
it's like,
interesting.
yeah, bro, they're only selling samples now.
Huh.
They did the classic.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Here's some good products, and then we're gonna switch it up on you.
Yep.
So yeah, get an SSD.
Yeah.
Save your shit on an SSD.
Yeah.
Get a second SSD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like
You
I
gotta
put-
put
back your shit up.
locations. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I put all of my videos and everything, all of my art stuff on the cloud and then on my computer and also on a hard drive
Yep.
because I've lost a lot of stuff just like editing in like Adobe software just like disappears sometimes and I'm like, damn it. It's like
never
it's
get it
never
back.
gonna get
I
that back.
remember-
Where did it go?
I was got an Ableton 11 trial for a little bit, and I was using that. I made a bunch of songs and beats on that, and then it expired, and then some of the plugins that I used were only on 11, and I mean, obviously I can just go buy it like eventually, but it's like I'm using 10 mostly, and all the beats that I made, they were like, oh, the way you rendered this, or you did all these different things in 11, and they don't transfer over to 10. So this file is corrupted basically, and I was just like, fuck this, dude. What the fuck? You're just gonna give a motherfucker the trial and then just like do that to him. But I think that might be intentional. But don't quote me on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't sue
Does
me. Ableton.
that kind of thing discourage you or does it make you just want to like make more music?
Discourage me? Well, honestly, I don't know if you can relate to this, but I am a purger when it comes to music. I like to sometimes when I lose stuff, I'm like, all right, fuck it, brand new, fresh start. Like I don't know, because I know there's just a bunch of junk in my fucking shit that I won't use. Like it's always good to go back to things and try to use 'cause everyone talks about yo, I made this song or made this beat 3 years ago and it just got placed, or I made this beat 10 years ago and now this person wants to get on it and stuff. And there's always valuable stuff in anything that you create. There's always something of value, but I do like the idea of just starting fresh is kind of nice. It's just with my ADHD brain, just I don't know. I just like to have a clean slate and stuff, and I sometimes I make templates and stuff, and then I just completely scrap. I'll spend hours on making the template, and I'll just scrap it and just start from scratch and stuff, because it's just crazy artist brain. You're just like, maybe this will make me better at music, you'll just do anything to just feel better about your craft and stuff. But,
Yeah, and you were saying that there's always valuable stuff when you look back. I feel like sometimes when you're creating anything, sometimes you think it's really shitty, and then later on you look back and you're like, wow, this is actually really good, or vice versa.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you do that with your music? Like find something old and then bring it and then make it
Find
into
a
something
gem.
new?
Yeah,
Diamond,
I
bro.
like sampling myself a lot.
That's super
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. I want to do it more.
That's
but
dope.
the first record I put out is called I.
Huh.
I want to delete it off of streaming and
I have a few of those.
Like-
yeah,
Switch it up a little
re-upload
bit.
the tracks that I
Oh.
really like and make better versions of them, because there's some that are really good and then there's some other ones where it's just I just need to get music out there because I didn't have anything out yet. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to play shows. Like,
Yeah.
here's what my music sounds like. Like, here's like my demo tape, essentially. Like, the shit I'm like working on is way better, but here's some stuff. And a lot of those projects, it was just like an MP3, and I lost the original project file.
Oh man.
So like some of them I can't even fix, and those are like, I want those gone.
That probably just like itches, like it's like a little tickle at the
Oh
back.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It irritates me. But I was listening to it. One of my friends like wanted to listen to it in the car, and I was like, yeah, I haven't heard this project in a while.
What did they think?
They loved that project, but it's like, I was going through it. It's like a suicide note, and listening to it, I'm like,
yeah. This is heavy.
Like,
Yeah,
like,
for
a
me,
little too much.
yeah, for me with my older interviews, it makes me realize how far I've come.
Yeah, it's always good.
But I cannot stand listening to my voice in like my old interviews. I'm just like, I want to just delete everything like from this whole season that I did. But it is really cool for, fans or like listeners to go back and, see the progress too at the same time. So
yeah, that's how I like my SoundCloud. That's like archive. You could get my old stuff there, but like definitely want to curate my like streaming a bit more.
Yeah, I feel that because like SoundCloud, you can just kind of like I have released. There's like I have like a shit. It's like I always tell people I don't have anything released, but I actually have a lot of really random like different projects that lasted. Well, the longest one was Sloth Gang, and that was cool. That was a fun project with Jordan. Shout out Jordan Fletcher. But shout out. But yeah, like I have like a secret project that I released on Spotify, and I want it gone as well, and I don't know how to get back into like I think I used the United Masters. I can't remember, or TuneCore. I think I used TuneCore and released it off. I don't know how to get back into access that. But I don't think nobody's listening to it. It's like fucking hidden as fuck. But I'm just like, this is ass.
What's the artist name on it?
I can't tell you. I told you.
You can say it. And
But
you
said you gotta look for it. But we're never gonna find it. Give us a hint.
I told you.
It's the same one.
Yeah,
Baka?
yeah. It starts with Baka. Yeah, it's Baka. That's the first. And there's a 2-letter.
I thought it was Baca.
Baka. No, but it is ACAB, but with a K. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, and there's a two letters that follow it, and it's out there. And and that album was or that project. I did everything. So I had like these loops I'd find these loops, and then I did everything on my little pad, on my beat pad, like live. And I like no quantization, none of it. I just wanted to make it the like rawest, weirdest shit and just throw it out there.
What is, for people who don't know, what is quantization?
The quantization is basically when there's measures and different amount of counts and blah 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 blah. And there's a grid, like when you're working in music, like we're doing MIDI. It's a grid, and it's called snapping. It's like snapping things because like a human, is there's humanization, which is like kind of moving shit ever so slightly off the grid, off the line, because humans don't play perfect. And quantization is basically just snapping it to exactly the same beat, like the exact beat that is on the whether it's a quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 32nd, it's snapping it to that trustworthy note right there instead of being ever so slightly off, or if you're me, extremely off, like a whole fucking 30-second note off of like so or no, like eighth note or something, like a decent amount off. So that shit is bad. It was really bad.
Hard.
Yeah. So would you say that you are a perfectionist when it comes to your music? Because you said that like you look back and you're like, oh, I want to fix this, or are you just kind of like more freestyle? You seem like you're very particular about your music, which is good.
I love that.
I'm pretty particular. I feel like it's definitely mellowed out though. Like it took me like 3 years to get out my most recent record, Star. Like I started that like it was like 2020.
Wow.
Like maybe even a bit earlier, and then it came out August of 2022. And then now I'm like just more comfortable with releasing stuff and like playing live, like getting a crowd reaction, and it's like the song's good.
Yeah.
I just gotta like EQ it a bit.
Yeah.
Like
I love that feeling, when you're like I love this song. It's a lot of songs I hate, and I love when I see artists like that love their music, as you should.
Yeah. It's part of you.
Yeah.
So,
It's extension of your soul, and sometimes it is. Like there's definitely some very some sus music that I've made, and by sus I mean like very, very like sketch, just like very angry. I don't know. Very.
But you're expressing yourself.
Yeah, it's expressive. A lot of yelling. It's fun. It's hype, but some of the things I was saying, I don't know. I just was like, I was in a mood. I was going full bro mode, just going crazy, going hard.
Can you tell me a little bit about your production process? So you're a DJ, and you make your own, but you produce your own music. Can you kind of walk me through the process, if you don't mind sharing your secrets?
Yeah.
Of how you create one of your songs?
I really like starting with like mells and chords. That's just what feels most comfortable. And I like just playing around with a bunch of different synths. Like I like Massive and Operator a lot if I'm using like in-box Ableton stuff.
Yeah. I'm using Ableton. Cool. Yeah.
And yeah, Ableton Live
all the way.
11. Like,
11? Yeah. All the way.
One. I've been subscribed to that. I need to mess around in Logic. Like I own it, but it feels like peanut butter trying to use it.
I know that.
Yeah.
That's a
like
great way to explain.
butter.
It's like that's how I feel
So
when I use
slow.
Pro Tools. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like you're like, yeah, hotkeys. You got if you got the hotkeys,
Definitely.
you're just moving around. You know.
And if I'm using an external synth, I like the Reface DX a lot. And my friend Soups, I stole her Ultranova, and I've been using that a lot too.
Okay.
And
What's an Ultranova?
it's by like Novation. Like
I love Novation.
The people that do like
Launch
the
So it's like a little
Launchpad.
pad.
No,
kind
it's
of
like
thing,
it's a
or-
synthesizer.
Mhm.
It kind of sounds like a microKORG.
Okay.
Just like digital analog sounding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Has really good presets. Has really
Love
good
that.
effects. It's just like a rave music machine.
Okay,
like I can
cool.
just like
Cool.
click through stuff, and I'm
And
like,
it's just like this is all hard.
this is a trance thing.
Yeah.
Like this is done.
Are
like,
you a preset diver? You just keep like until you find the perfect thing. Do you just keep going, or do you like find you hear something and you're immediately like, all right, that one. Like, what's the
either or?
Yeah.
Like sometimes I like go through like on that synth. I was just so fucking excited about it
yeah.
that I like took out a notepad and I have like
Oh,
a
you wrote-
bunch of
yeah.
like numbers somewhere.
Yeah.
But with that one, I could just click through like 2, and I'm like, this is another like instrument.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I know how to like make synths,
Mhm.
like, and I have certain synths that I like really like recreating.
Mhm.
And in high school, I had this like idea of like every single time I'm gonna create original synths and push my synthesis, and then
Yeah,
like
that's
now it's just like I
push my
want to have
synthesis.
fun, bro. Like
Yeah.
I just want to make music. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to stress myself out and be like elitist towards myself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
toughest thing
yeah.
is like you're trying to like pushing yourself to almost to a fault, you know, because it's like
Yeah.
good to push yourself, but if you're too hard on yourself, you're like I push myself too hard and I don't make music. Like I
It's
don't
easy
create
to do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I gotta be like, let's have fun with it. Let's just blink around and do this, even though part of my brain's like, it's gotta be good. Like that's just like, you know, that's how you keep creating consistently. And I just want to be having fun and keep creating consistently and stuff. Do you use like Serum at all to make your own stuff? Or?
I need to.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, well,
Serum is great.
Yeah.
I just like didn't buy it when I should have,
Yeah.
because I didn't know about it. Like
yeah,
I asked my friends in high school like what synth I should get, because
Yeah.
I just had like default Ableton,
yeah.
and they were like, "Oh, you should get Massive." And then
Yeah.
I think Serum released like a month or 2 later.
Oh, really?
yeah.
Wow.
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, I buy all my plugins. Like
Uh-huh.
I get it. Like cracking is cool, but
Yeah.
also like
Yeah, I do. Most of the big.
Yeah.
I mean, I bought Omnisphere. That was a fucking pretty
That's a
penny.
that's
yeah.
a check.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a check, man. I was like, fuck.
But it just prevents shit from breaking.
Yeah.
And like you're supporting a company that's giving you a product you like. And then if you just like get a bunch of free stuff or a bunch
Yeah.
of crack stuff, like now you're just like scrolling through like
Yeah,
endless
nonsense,
amounts when it's like have the like 20 to 50 things. Like even that's a lot. Like I want
Yeah.
that even lower. Like that you really enjoy using. And
Yeah,
just,
you really
like,
don't need
keep
much.
on using them. Like
Yeah,
get better at them. Like
Yeah.
it's
you could
So-
create
so-
any sound from
So
it.
first you just get like a melody kind of going, and
Yeah.
then you add stuff to it. Do you do loops where you like play something, loop that, and then add to it? Is that the way that you do it? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the times. And then like quantize it, or I like Shaper Box a lot.
Shaper Box is
Yeah.
the shit,
Shaper Box
yo.
is-
That's
This is
the
all,
sauce
like-
right there.
Yeah.
I love
This is all
Shaper
alien,
Box. That shit is
alien
like,
names to me. So
when I think about Shaper Box, I get
What
a
is it?
tickle in my inside.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
yeah.
Shaper Box.
what is it? I want to get a
It's
tickle in my
an
insides.
envelope.
So yeah, it's like it's a LFO.
LFO,
So what an
yeah.
LFO is, it's kind of like, oh fuck, how do I explain LFO?
Little frequency
you
oscillator.
pick a certain like amount of time to have a certain shape happen.
Mhm.
Like you could pick like
This is science.
1 bar like of music, and then like you could have like a sine wave happen. but then you could have that LFO, like that shape happening, like interact with different effects. Like you could have like it pan from left ear to right ear, like doing that movement.
Okay.
Or like cutting down the volume, or like cutting down like the highs of the track. Or like
distortion,
what's super
stuttering.
Fucking cool is like they have like the time shit where like it glitches it for you.
Yeah,
So
that shit is sauce, bro. It's like you can like make something so simple sound so fucking cool in a matter of like a couple seconds.
2 seconds.
That sounds really fun.
I love, like
super fun to play with.
get that plugin.
Yeah, get it. It's not expensive either. It's like
get a synth, then get that plugin.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
That's really all you need.
Yeah.
Like that's as you were just talking
so
about. Like a few plugins is everything. Like you get comfortable with a couple plugins. Like if you like, I usually use stock EQ. Like I use Ableton's EQ generally speaking. Like I have like Ozone and a few other like more like higher end or whatever. But like it's all just the same shit with different names on it, like tone and like they make their own sauce name. And it's like it's not all of it's snake oil, but some of it's definitely like kind of snake oily because it's like you have every single fucking plugin that's like out in the world. Or like most of them, like there's some that are really like shortcutty that really do like really can up your workflow. Like that's just like you want your workflow you want to be efficient, especially if you're like a professional producer and stuff. You want or mixer, or engineer. But like a lot of it's like you've got most of that in your fucking stock plugins. Like it's just you don't. It's not like a short. You can't get to that point. Like I wouldn't know how to make Shaperbox sounds with my stock plugins, but I'm sure you could do it. Like,
a lot of automation.
Yeah, a lot. Exactly. And it's a lot of time. It's very tedious. And then like they give you a pretty interface, and it's like, oh, pretty colors, and that's I love a good plugin, but you really don't need that much. Like I've really only used probably like 5, maybe 10. Like on a real if I'm really pushing it, if I'm really trying to get the experimental, probably 10 plugins on a fucking project or a beat or whatever, because it's like you really don't need much.
Like it's so easy to overkill it. You're just complicating it.
You want to keep it simple.
So after you get the beat made and everything, then you add your voice, and then you play your own instruments and add it to the song as well.
Yeah. So I like get like mells and chords, and then like add drums throughout that process. I usually do bass last. For whatever reason, it's funny that I started on bass, but that's like the last thing I.
You already know.
Yeah, because it's just like
you already have what it's going to sound like in your head.
That's actually probably good. Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know. It's just fun to make like glittery stuff.
Yeah.
Like my brain just likes mids and highs a bit better than like thinking about bass stuff, and also like roommates and shit. Like,
you want to come a little later. You want to I feel that.
And then, for some reason, like almost any song that has like a deep 808, I'm just like, I can't help but like it. So it's like, you make a great song, like a great melody, great beat and all that. And then you add that 808 and you're like, okay, like just like a great bass line. It's just,
I usually start with bass. That's interesting. Like I usually start, because I feel like when I start with bass, I can kind of like capture the emotion I want of the track. Does that make like a bass is like really where my emotion, like what really catches my emotion and stuff. Like I think of Such Great Heights by the Postal Service a lot, and that bass line was everything.
So White Tea.
Yo, yep. Oh my god, yeah. Like
rest in peace, Pete.
Rest in peace. Yeah, straight up, real shit. But
so you get after you get the bass line in, you have everything there. Then you go over and just like kind of mix and master. Is that what you would say that you do after that?
I would like do vocals at that point, and like do some light leveling shit.
Yeah.
And then for vocals, it's like usually Grayleon, like first, like EQ and then Grayleon.
Yeah.
I would sing without autotune, but it's more
so fun. It's autotune is so fun. I urge anybody that hates on autotune to just fucking go in there and try. It's so much fun. It's so cute.
Well, so like one of the last interviews that we did, I was talking about this, and I was saying that I wish more singers would go and perform without it. And I wasn't saying anything bad about it, but I feel like everybody uses it, so it'd be nice to like once in a while perform. Yeah, like once in a while, just hear somebody like belt out with their voice without the
listen
auto-tune.
to Ivy Cashmere.
Ivy
Cashmere is goated, bro. You see her, like, she needs to do more singing sets, but like being in the same room as her, like I've been like roommates for her. For like 2 years.
Nice,
and like long-term friends.
Shout out Ivy
like,
Cashmere.
It's like, bro, it tingles your spine.
Word.
Like, hearing her like hit those high notes.
There's some people like I was talking about this. We did an interview. Was it 2 days ago? Was it yesterday? Thursday? I don't remember. And I was talking to this artist Victory about like soul and just like there's some things in like like there's some things that you just build throughout your upbringing and stuff. Like whether like I always talk about people like growing up in church and stuff. Like there's just like a soul, a certain edge, there's just some element that you can't even like I don't even know how to explain it. I'm losing my mind right now. But there's like a special edge that some people have when they sing.
And I've talking to a lot of musicians too. They say that when they go into the studio to record, a lot of times like something takes over, whether like it's like they believe in God or the devil or like what, or if it's just like the universe. It's like a lot of people say that it's like the music isn't even coming from them. Yeah, do you feel like that too? Like you have like there's something that takes over kind of a thing when you create music, or is it like more just technical? Or a little bit of both.
Craziest experience with that, because like I feel like I'm a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
Like like a lot of my friends subscribe to that idea too, where it's like it's my experiences, but a lot of it just like comes to you. Especially when writing lyrics and like playing piano, it just feels so natural, and a lot of the times I like improvise. I don't know any songs on piano. I just make up shit if I ever play one.
Okay.
So yeah, I definitely feel like it comes from someplace else. And my song Again, I was just going through my projects, seeing like what's something I haven't opened in a while, and I opened up that project, and the beat was there, and the chorus was there, and I'm like, I don't remember doing this at all.
Yeah.
Like it just came to me and I'm like, I did this at some point. Like, and this is it. And that's like a lot of people's favorite track for mine.
Word. Okay. I'm gonna take a gander at that.
Yeah. So I think also, like when I've like, tried to, or like made songs or like wrote lyrics or something, I feel like it's, I'm taking from all of the music that I've ever listened to my whole life. And I come up with this melody and I'm like, I'm sure this comes from a couple songs that I've listened to in the past, but I can't put my finger on it. I'm like, this sounds so familiar. So I think that's part of it too.
You don't live in a vacuum.
Yeah.
Like, you have stuff you reference from without even knowing it. Like
like you're in a grocery store and you hear like a little tune or something, and then somehow that makes its way into a melody that you're creating.
Those frequencies, they'll do something to you. You just want to emulate them. You want to hear them again. Like I feel like I chase a lot of like when I'm making stuff. I definitely start with like a place of like it just comes to me. I'm trying to evoke this certain emotion. Like I'll feel this like emotion getting tugged on by like a certain melody or a chord or whatever, and I'll keep chasing after that, trying to put it into what I'm working on. And sometimes I'm just making a fucking regular old fucking trap beat, but even then I like try to like. I try to make like sliding music, like music you just want to go fucking run up on, I just try to evoke a certain emotion, and I chase the emotions that I feel when I'm like creating stuff. So you were saying do you not really have like a theory background at all? Are you like have you learned like music theory at all, like growing up, and like what's like your background from like a that standpoint?
Yeah, I know how to read sheet music.
Okay.
Only really bass clef though.
Yeah.
Like I could probably figure out treble clef, but like I'm just like,
what's the point?
Here's the thing I know. I just want to stick to that.
Yeah.
And then when I was a sophomore in high school, I like begged my counselor, my orchestra teacher, and like a couple other teachers to like put me in AP music theory.
Oh, word. Okay.
Because it was a class that like mostly seniors took.
Yeah.
And I had to like delay like chemistry like a year, and like it was like mad funny because I was way older than everybody in like science classes, and like it was worth it. And I bombed the AP test. I got the like AP theory test. Yeah, like the written part I think I got a 4, but like the second part of the AP theory test is such fucking bullshit. Like you have to, first of all, like the first part is you get a sheet of music and you have to perfectly like recite all of those notes like into a recorder. And then the second part of that is you have to like have a melody played to you, and then you have to like transcribe all those notes. Like,
whoa,
shit is mad hard, bro.
What? Wait.
And you're having a high schooler do that. Like, wow.
What the fuck, dude? What? That's crazy. That just seems.
I couldn't do that now.
I'd be whoever fucking passed that shit. Like you're off. You probably got a Grammy by now or something.
If you practice enough and your brain is that young, I bet it wouldn't be that bad if it was like something that you practice every day.
Or you
I
had
don't
like
know.
parents like
Yeah.
teaching you since you were like a toddler what like perfect pitch is.
No, I mean I've seen like
some shit like that.
Like that's it's perfect pitch. Like that's not something you can like. That's like you can teach it, but it's like you have to really, 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 really fucking teach it. Like that's not.
Grind
I don't think I could like. And I mean, how many times could you listen to them? Like, could you listen to the melody as much as you wanted? And
I think it was like once or twice. yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Like,
That's
like
crazy.
Some tricks you could do, but like.
Dude, no
it's
way.
So hard. It's
like,
so hard.
Find the key and then work from there. Like, fuck that. That's fucking nuts. Yeah. That's like torture. I tried to take theory in college, or I took like music fundamentals in college, and I think my teacher, she was really sweet, but she put you on the fucking spot. Like made you sing, sing all the notes and go right up on the board and fill everything in.
They're supposed to do though, like music teachers.
Of course. But
I remember my choir music teacher. It was like
the
day that I I wanted to sing the least. Like I'm like, I really, the days where I'm like, I really hope I don't get picked to sing. It was always like, you're gonna sing, and I'm just like,
yeah. No, I mean that's what it prepares you for professional stuff. Like if you're auditioning or like it definitely you're putting you in the hot seat like that makes many other things just seem like fucking child's play. But at the same time, you got a fucking ADHD ridden, anxiety driven fucking anxiety ridden fucking high schooler like singing in front of all their peers with their voice cracking. Like that just seems like a little bit like masochistic. I'm sorry, sadistic, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, then just don't be in the class.
Teacher
that's why I quit.
Also hated me.
Oh shit, that'll do it.
She was a choir teacher, so she really loved all the choir students.
Yeah.
But I played bass and I produced and was just really more into production than any traditional school taught music or classical. Even though I like classical, it's like she's into real music. And I was explaining what MIDI was to her. Like she didn't know what MIDI was.
Interesting. And you're a music teacher?
Music teacher.
It's like the first thing in digital.
It's easy. Yeah.
It's
there was MIDI pianos that we were using for writing sheet music. It's like it literally says it on the back, bro.
Yeah, if you're an advanced AP fucking teacher, you should know what MIDI is.
So did you ever get in trouble for making music? Because I remember a time when I kind of got in trouble when I was 16. So I moved with my uncle in California, and then I got in trouble over there because I was in a punk band, and I got out of class early and went and practiced with my band, and then I couldn't go to a Strokes concert.
Damn.
So shit.
And then I
you didn't get to see Julian Casablancas live.
I did 2 times later though, 3 times because I saw the Voids too. Nice. But my hero. But so did you ever have anything like that where it's you got in trouble for going with your friends and practicing or anything like that?
I have crazy dyslexia, so I would just kind of avoid homework a little bit. I got shit done. I passed high school and shit.
Yeah.
But
good for you. That's tough.
Would just get home and produce, and my stepmom's like, "Why are you working on homework? All of this shit." And I'm like, "Dude, homework, please. I need this."
Yeah.
No, that's wild. I mean, I can't imagine having dyslexia and trying to read sheet music. Was that an easier part of did that just was somehow was it easier for you to do that than read and write other on regular shit or?
No, it still tripped me up.
Yeah, I was about to say that seems
The thing about playing upright bass in orchestra in middle school and high school is the music is pretty simple.
Okay. Yeah.
And the bass line is it's the rhythm group.
Yeah.
You're on the quarter notes.
Yeah.
You have some dotted notes. You're just keeping the groove. It's the bass line of the song.
Yep.
You aren't shredding.
Yeah. Nothing too rigorous.
You're just kind of chilling.
Just a little jazz bass,
yeah.
Nothing too crazy.
Nothing insane.
Yeah.
So that kind of made it easier. And we'd slack off and shit because we'd learn our part in 2 days.
That's
everybody
sick.
else
That's fun.
would take forever. Yeah.
So you said that your stepmom would get mad at you because you were playing music instead of doing your homework. Were your parents otherwise pretty supportive of your career? Because my parents were supportive, but also they were but you have to have a career, and this is something that you can always do for the rest of your life. And they were never oh, this can be your career. They didn't give me the option, unfortunately. But were your parents pretty supportive of your music career?
My mom's the best. I love her.
What?
She's always
shout out
just
my Dukes.
Do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And proud of me too.
Oh yeah.
And my dad, he has been playing like electric bass and then like guitar very soon afterwards, but like since he was 17.
Wow. Okay.
So,
Okay,
like,
so you have a music
was around
family.
that. Like I remember being a kid and like grabbing the guitar strings
Yeah.
to get his attention.
Yeah.
Because he was just zoned in. But I don't know. It's a hard fucking career, and they've hit me with that. And I didn't go to like college or anything because I don't.
But that's
really
real though,
believe in
you know.
Yeah. Same.
But I don't know. It's my life. Like I'm gonna live my life.
Exactly. And I think your parents should support you, and not just you, but you know, their kids in their passions. Like I've been trying to get my kids to play music and to like sing and all this stuff, but they're just like not really as into it as I was. And they have like a piano, they have like bass guitar, like drum set and everything. And they're just like, kind of mess around on it. But I'm like, you want like what? Why don't you want to play? But it's something where it's like you can't force them to. Well, you can, but I'm not about to force them to. But also, if that was their passion, then I would like be all in for it too. So it's like kids are gonna do what they're gonna do regardless.
It might come around, you know. Like I remember I got a guitar when I was like 8, and I probably practiced like a total in the next like following 2 years, like 6 hours or something. I did not practice at all. But then I joined School of Rock, and then I kind of got more serious. I had to get serious because you know, like they fucking drill you, and you know, like you have to play these big shows, and like. You know, we had a Pixie show, and Frank Black was there, and like he played some songs with us and stuff, and like you know, it was a you know, it was up the ante a little bit. It was the higher stakes, and you know, there was like people actually watching, and there's full on performances and stuff. So I got better, and then I kind of plateaued in high school, and then I started
either it's
bands.
like you're good, or else you get booed off stage, kind of a thing.
I don't know if I mean, we were like kids. That'd be pretty fucked up. But I've never been booed off stage. I can confidently say that. I've definitely like fucking aired it on many different performances, but I've never been booed off stage. So
good.
Yeah,
good.
I think Portland's too nice for that.
Yeah. That'd be messed up if they did. But yeah, like my parents got me a bass, and my dad was like, "You better practice every day, and then I'll get you this bass." So he was like. You know, he would like, you know, every day after school, he's like, "Did you practice your bass? Remember, I bought you that." You say like, he would always like do that shit. So, but it got me to practice, and I've been playing bass since I was like 11. So,
that's impressive.
Yeah,
nice.
But not regularly.
You practice every day?
Not anymore.
Bro, he bought you that bass.
Yeah, you gotta practice every day. What
I
the
sold
fuck?
that when I was 18, so I could get an apartment. Sorry, Dad.
You sold your bass so you could get an apartment? How expensive was that bass?
I sold all of my stuff when I was 18, and my parents like they did not love it, but I was like, I need to get my own apartment. So
yeah,
you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
Yep. So did a lot of your friends growing up play? Were they musicians as well?
Yeah, I'm one of my like really really close friends, and she helps me with like mastering and engineering and all that, just because like her ears are like a lot better than mine.
We love
like,
that.
Obsessed with compression. I'm like,
Hell yeah.
you take care of that. I'll just give you some royalties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Soups, but we met. I think she was 15 and I was 16. We might have been like, it might have been a year before that, but we like, we're both like, "Oh, you use Ableton?"
Yeah. Ableton gang all the way, man.
And then we were just like inseparable from that point.
Yeah, it's crazy like when you meet a musician who's like kind of on the same level of you, or even like any creative who's like on the same level as you. You just like lock eyes and you're like, okay, we're gonna be a team.
I love
like
meeting
that bond.
insane artists. Like, I fuck all the mundane. Like, I want to meet someone who's fucking insane. Like, just fucking tortured with the shit that's in their brain, and they just want to make shit that like they just need to get shit out onto, you know, into a DAW, because if they don't, they'll lose their mind. And that's how I am. So when I meet people like that, I'm like, my people, good to meet you. Also Ableton gang all the way, you know. I'm like, I'm about to get that shit tattooed on me.
Yo, that would go crazy.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Yeah, it's literally my fucking.
Let's do it right now.
My screen.
Yo, no kidding.
Yeah, no, somebody pull this
like
shit
a
out.
tattoo artist come out.
I think mine is. Oh, I changed it, but on my computer I have like the Camelot wheel, which is like the circle of fifths, but like for
shit,
DJs.
yeah,
yeah.
That's sick.
I love that.
I just started like kind of learning more about theory in that, because I actually haven't been a little known fact. I've only been producing for like 2.5 years, like in Ableton and that kind of stuff. Like I've never really worked in a digital audio workspace until it's probably 3 years now, actually. So I started in 2020. And yeah, so it's all very new to me still, and it feels really good. But I don't know. Again, I ask. I'm kind of trying to get some validation here, but like, there's been many points in my life, or like in my very short-lived career, where I'm like this isn't good enough. Like, why am I not the best? And it's like, it's been a short amount of time. Like, I just feel like I put so much pressure on myself to be like the utmost, like the greatest of all time, and I'm like a couple years, and I just like I don't know, like I always wonder if other people feel that, like they feel like they're not doing enough, or they're not good enough for the amount of time, or like
Yes.
I try to like break, like I try to have to like reel myself in and be like, all right, like you just fucking started, and even if you didn't,
like you're good, chill.
yeah, like I'm just so fucking hard on myself, and it's just it's tough because it's
Well,
like
I was gonna say yes.
hip-hop
There are
is
other
young,
people like that because I have to make music and I have to like make melodies, have to like write songs, but I've never put anything out really, or maybe like a couple things, but
no
but
secret
it's just
projects.
like couple, but yeah, I'm not gonna tell you where to find them.
And you're asking me all these questions about mine, and you're not gonna tell me where to find yours.
Well,
How dare you?
I'll tell you guys later. But it's just one of those things where I like I have to make music regardless of whether anybody else is going to hear it. And that leads me to the question of like, when did you start putting music out? Like, when was it like, did you start putting your music out right away? Or was it like you were practicing for a while and then finally you're like, today's the day I'm going to perform?
On YouTube. The first thing I ever produced.
Oh, wow.
Hold up. Let me see if
so
I can
you just
find
like,
it.
you were brave from the get go and you're just like, I need to put this out there.
Yeah. It was just like, I was just so excited. Like, I was just like, I don't know, it's a new thing, and I found a new passion, and I was like getting away from video games. I want to play this in the mic for a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's trash.
Well, we'll be the judge of that.
It is so bad.
Garbage. Uh-oh. Oh, shit.
Hey!
Oh,
Wait, I can't hear it. Hey.
Hey, yo. What?
Hey.
It kind of reminds me of the Peanut song because of the piano. And
It
it's
gets
like
worse. It gets so much worse.
whoa.
Yo, it sounds like when a game glitches out.
Wait.
Yo, that's
That was
wild. That's fucking wild. That's so sick.
Yeah. October 11th, 2015.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
And then I think 2017 was when I put out my like first beat tape.
Upward trajectory.
Yeah, just like I don't know, want to get it out there. Like felt proud of it. I have like this cousin who's a music teacher, and like in middle school, he's like, "You gotta listen to IDM. This is real music." And, like,
anybody who comes at me like that, I'm like, "All right, buddy. Like, hey, what I listen to is also real. It's also good."
You're like, you like punk rock? Here, listen to real music.
This is Tom
80s
Petty.
jazz.
Yeah, for real. So,
Prog rock.
I was like excited to like put out stuff, and then like kind of like stamping my fire a bit.
Yeah.
But, like it comes back. Like I don't know.
Yeah,
like,
that's a word to the young artists out there. Don't let anybody stomp out your
Fuck
fire.
adults.
Don't let anybody cut off your wings.
Fuck the
just fly
authority.
free and just make whatever the hell you want. Because make whatever the hell you want musically because it's not going to hurt anybody except maybe your career.
You only live once, dog. We can't all be Drake.
Somebody's going to like it. Somebody's going to like it somewhere, probably.
Hopefully.
I'll like it.
If you're having fun doing it.
Yeah, that's all that
People
matters.
could hear that.
That's
I could tell that you were having a lot of fun making that first song. I was digging it.
I'm sure you were geeked.
I could see you're like,
Yeah,
you're like smiling making that song.
Yeah. You're like, wait for the drop. Like
I mean, it went hard though.
It reminds me of like playing N64 and you'd be like just vibing, chilling, and then suddenly
Or like Tetris.
just frozen, just like oh man.
I love retro games. So. Yeah, I like that correlation.
My favorite section in Omnisphere, like all the categories, all the patches and shit, is Retro Land.
Nice.
That shit is such fucking cream. Like it's so good. Like all the best fucking sounds. I got all these 8-bit sounds. It's every single sound you could possibly imagine. Like I've even found sounds from games that I remember. I know this sound. I know this from somewhere. You know. So yeah, I love digging for like sounds and presets and that like are in popular songs or maybe not so popular songs and just like trying to recreate things. I think that's a lot of producers say that's one of the best ways to learn is recreate things like stuff that you like. So
yeah. So have you done a lot of cover songs in the past? And the 2-part question.
All right,
and 2, if you could start like a cover band that's like just like the Strongs for the Strokes in Portland.
Strongs.
If y'all don't know, on Halloween, Portland has like a lot of cover bands that come out and perform for some reason. I don't know where it started, but it's great.
So much fun.
Which band or artist would you be, or would you cover?
Yeah.
Or?
I'm thinking if I have done a cover, I like have a really vague cover of "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" by Blade. but it does not sound like the song at all. And I'm rewriting the lyrics, but it like originally it was that, but now it's just so far removed that I'm like, it's a new track.
Okay. It's like same key or
yeah, it's like same chord structure, similar-ish drums, but then I've added a lot more. And like I wasn't super into the first verse, so I like completely rewrote it.
Word.
Which is like you're sampling. Like,
yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, I think it's interesting because there's so many. It's like I feel like there's like sample wars going on, loop wars. Like everyone's critiquing people for looping and sampling now. Like before, like a lot. I mean, in the '90s and stuff, that was just like how you fucking like. So many people just did. That was just it. That was just like hip hop and electronic and like every genre was kind of just like, yeah, we're gonna take this already established song and put it on ours, and that's it. No, and nobody fucking batted an eye, but now everyone's
it's gonna
like,
sound exactly the same, but change the voice.
You gotta build it from scratch.
You're
like,
sampling the
whatever
sample.
gets your song
I've been hearing
out,
that a lot,
bro.
but
Like whatever gets your music out, and whatever
sample the sample of the sample. I'll like it.
That shit's lit. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
So would you say that Blade would be the band that you would, or like the
that'd be mad funny.
That'd be great.
That would be great.
How the fuck would you do that? Like that'd be sick.
Band.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Like live, like fucking Drain Gang. Yeah,
unplugged Drain Gang.
That'd be so sick.
So you're Blink-182. Mine is Queen. I've been talking about making a Queen cover band.
That's very ambitious.
Well, I don't have to sound like
I'm
Freddie
just saying
Mercury,
for the plug.
I know all of Bohemian Rhapsody, and like I just want to like dress up crazy, wild, and sing Queen.
I forgot what the fucking guitarist from Queen's name is, but like to get that tone, like I've been trying to get that tone for a long time. It's not easy.
Freddie's voice. Or
of what? No, it was the guitar.
Of the guitar.
Okay. I forgot the guitar player's name.
That's up to my band. I'm not going to be playing the guitar.
Good luck. Good luck getting it, man.
And if it sounds like shit, who cares? It's fun. Yeah. It's a cover band.
Yeah, me and Frankie ran a Blink-182 cover band called Blink-180 Poo. Oh, we fucking killed shit. Like we were like
the first bass lines I learned were all Blink-182 and Green Day.
They're good ones. They're real. They're real
so
sweet.
Easy.
Yeah, we were close.
Yeah, so easy.
We were close. We were gonna make it as a Blink-182 band. It was or a cover band. It was gonna be. We were going to go to the top.
Keep going with it.
We might. We've talked about it. It was me, Frankie,
Go
and
big or
Beasley.
go home.
It was fun. It was really fun.
Great name.
Yeah. We poo. Yeah.
Love that.
Shouts out. So before we fucking rap and all that shit, can you tell me some of your most influential artists, like who's inspiring you right now, and like who's inspired you along the way and that kind of thing,
Yeah, I like Salem a lot.
Salem?
On my walk over here.
I don't know if I'm familiar.
They're so good.
What kind of artist is it?
Witch House.
Witch House.
Okay, I could have guessed that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of Witch House, but
you could have guessed that. Never heard of it.
I figured that it would have something to do with witches, like Salem.
Yeah, it's like Witch House is a mix of like a bunch of different like
eerie house music.
It's a bunch of different electronic genres, a lot of trap influence, and like it can be eerie. Like the bass lines are pretty consistently like this really heavy, like chunky thing. A lot of footwork influence too. Shout out Chicago.
Here.
Okay.
So I like Salem a lot, and I listen to them on my walk over here. I like 100 Waters a lot. Super just pretty music. Can't really describe them. Just like
Is it like
kind of
like
classical, but a kind of electronic-y. I've been listening to like old trashy Monster Cat future bass.
Okay.
I fucking love Monster Cat, and I want to make like a record tailored to them because I would love to have that logo on the bottom. Of the record so bad. So that's what I've been listening to, and playlists that friend sent me. Yeah.
Okay.
We might need to get a hold of that playlist.
Yeah. Send it to us, and then we can post it.
Put us on a little bit.
Let's start doing that, like getting the artist playlist.
Yeah.
Can you send us your best playlist?
Self.
Just like your best one, and then we'll play some of them, and then make like a post about it or something.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Unless you want to keep it secret.
No. I like my playlist. I like curate.
Let's share
them. I put like sound effects in them too.
I try to share mine. Got like 10 people liking my playlist, but so they're still pretty secret. But so we've learned about Salem House and Glosscore. Wait, was that the
Witch House?
Oh, Witch House. Sorry, Salem
is
Witch House.
artist.
Okay, good. Yeah, Witch House and then Glosscore recently are like the two new genres. What are some other like newer genres that we should know about?
Hexed.
Mm-hmm.
I like Hexed a lot.
Yeah,
I'm like almost done with a Hexed record. Well, like
that's like a genre.
Hexed. Yeah, it's just like incredibly bit crushed like electronic music.
Oh, I love that.
Fax Gang is really good.
Kind of like like Crystal Castles? I know that they're an older, but like Alice Practice, like kind of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's like that, but like a whole artist's worth of like material.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just like I have to be in the right mood to listen to it because like I usually love it, but sometimes I'm just like I can only listen to like one song because it gives me a headache because it's just like so like random and my brain like can't comprehend it. But it's great. I love music that does something to me like that. So,
it's like turning on static. Like I'm like staring at like a blank TV.
Yeah.
So nice.
And
right.
Ultra vibes, man, just getting hypnotized.
So do you have any, you said that you have the new Hext project coming out. Do you have any other shows or projects that you want to tell your audience and fans about?
On the 30th, Ivy Cashmere is performing at Church.
Church Bar?
She is, I think so.
Yeah.
It's like,
Sandy?
it's with like an X. It's like X Church or something like that.
Oh, maybe not.
It's fucking, it's gorgeous. I think it's going to be like a sold out show. Like I don't think you could get in.
Oh, wow.
But
you can't get
you're
in,
missing out. Sorry.
Shorty
Maybe
balling.
next time.
Yeah. Then I'm playing Island Fest.
Ooh,
we're fun.
we're planning on being
gonna be there.
Nice.
Yeah,
I got a
I'll
giant
see it.
tent that maybe I'll finally use. I got like 2 canopies and a giant tent. So who wants to join me in my tent?
Not
I mean,
me.
not just one person, but like let's get a crew. Let's attach our tents. Let's do
I don't want
it.
to share the tent with nobody.
Actually, I don't want to share. I'm just
I
gonna
wanna
like
get a giant
get
tent.
like a queen size bed and sleep in it on my own.
Yeah. It's all good.
Yeah, lots of blankets.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
I don't know. I'm going up to Olympia for a show with Ivy Cashmere, and then I think I got like something on like the 19th, but I don't remember.
I know how that goes. I'm trying to think of all the things like I'm on our schedule
too, and I don't want to be staring at my calendar.
Yeah. Scrolling through it.
Just check my Instagram.
Check the Instagram.
I post my.
And can you let us know what your Instagram handle is?
Shout out the socials.
Do you have Facebook or all the things?
Yeah, I got
FB.
Facebook is making a comeback.
Instagram.
I heard. I don't know if I believe it.
Lies.
Instagram is DJ Hydrew. Spotify and SoundCloud and Apple Music and all streaming is just Hydrew. It's just Instagram. I couldn't get Hydrew. I've like emailed that account. And
Oh no. Yeah.
Besides that, on YouTube, Thieves Guild. I have it linked on my link tree, but it's spelled like thief with an
F or what was that?
Yeah, like with an F, like a singular thief.
Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. That's hard.
And that's where like me and a bunch of friends' music videos are at. So if you want like crazy, like overwhelming visuals to just kind of like space out at instead of doom scrolling, please check out our music.
Check out the.
I have to have that sometimes, just like music that just fucks with my head and visuals.
So nice.
Like
Takes you out of the world for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us and talking with us here at the studio.
Page Street Sound Lab.
Yep. This has been On the Scene with Carissa Des.
I'm Pretty Fucking Leon.
And our special guest.
I'm Hydrew.
That's right.
Go follow
Thank you
her
so
on
much.
socials and go listen to her music. Yeah. The oldest stuff on YouTube. Go back and listen to that too.
Hottest beats out.
Yep, the drops, the crazy drops. Got them.
We love that.
Have a good night.
We love it. We out. Peace. I gotta go pee. So bad.
Yeah, that's valid.
Yo, thank you so much. That was a wonderful.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Forgot that wasn't in my pocket.
But yeah, I always do that one.